started. Thank you for being here this morning. Good morning. My name is Parth Shukla. I'm the manager of IT help desk here at DRE. Today's topic on Windows 7. We did our first talk we did in Windows 7 as well. We did part 1, so this is more like a part 2 of that same tech talk. And we'll more about tips and tricks and best practices, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the campus mandate that I'm sure you guys all know about. Email from Randy Livingston. We talk about Windows 7, Windows XP expiring, and things around that. That being said, feel free to ask any questions you may have during the presentation. I'll stop, pause, and I'll be happy to answer those. And we'll have Q&A at the end of the session as well. So that's started. Before the presentation, I'll give you a first tip right off the bat. So in 7, there's a tool called presentation mode tool. So if you're doing a presentation, you're doing presentation out of nowhere, scroll pops up. If you're not, moving your mouse or you're talking, and for 5 minutes the presentation will pop up, the screensaver will pop up. Well, there's a way to disable that, and a tool that Windows offers that's built into Windows 7 is called presentation mode. So if you just simply click on the start menu, type in presentation, click on the top that says adjust settings before giving a presentation. Do that. I'm going to show you how you guys do that, right? So we'll do the presentation as well. And up in front of this box here where you can select I'm currently giving a presentation, and then you can turn off the screensaver. Do that real quick. Setting giving a presentation. Right. I'm current presentation, right? And hit OK. So it enables all the notifications, and also it turns off the screensaver. So you go fiddling through, oh gee, where is the screensaver setting? Where do I turn that off? Where do I turn off the notifications? One tool takes care of all of that for us. And once you're done with the presentation, go back and pull it. Right? Okay. So I wanted to use that first tool to start off our tech talk with. Now our tech talk. Top we covered last time we did our Windows 7 tech talk. We covered a lot about Windows hard driving, the differences between PGP and Docker. Talked about that. We talked about how the login screen looks different with Windows XP versus Windows 7. Right, there's a login as well. We talked about this that's built into Windows 7 called Windows Search. Anything you want to find in Windows, you use Search. You want to find emails, you want to find files, you want to find settings, whatever you want, just click on Start and just type in what you want, and it'll just find it for you. Great feature. We talked a little about how the taskbar behaves with Windows 7 versus XP. About the new interface that Windows Explorer has now, and I'll give you guys more detail off that as well. It has a lot of bells and whistles that many of them are sort of like hidden, but you can enable them. We talked about new updated applications, and we talked about customizing your screen as well. Topics we will cover today. I'm going to talk a little bit about our university mandate. As you know, Windows XP is expired, and campus mandate is to move from XP to Windows 7. We've done progress in that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. For that, we'll again, I'm going to continue from the last topic of our tech talk on encryption. I'm going to expand on that a little bit as well, and why we are doing that. you may have multiple windows open in your computer, and how quickly free up the clutter. I'm going to show you a quick tip. A quick tip to do that. There is a tool called Props Apps Recorder. I'm going to show you guys some tool, and it does. I'm going to talk about private browsing. I'm going to talk a little bit about when you plug into a projector, how do you quickly switch to a projector using a hotkey. I'm going to show you guys that as well. I'm going to talk a little about how to make your text bigger, and there are a couple of ways to do that in Windows 7. Main helpful features I'm going to show you guys in a demo as well. And then I'll cover a few keyboard shortcuts that I probably use that I all day, and I thought maybe it'll be nice for for me to show you guys as well. And that you guys have on the back side of that, you have multiple shortcuts. When John did in 2012, he put together that documentation. I just expanded on that, so that's a great resource you can have. Just keep it next to you, and feel free to use one and see what you like. There's more to use the keyboard shortcut than using the mouse. Faster. Windows XP. A lot of companies loved it, and people came out. Who knows Windows Vista? Right? No change to Windows Vista, and neither did we here at Stanford, because it was operating system, had many flaws. So basically skipped Vista altogether, right? It came out, we've been pushing out Windows 7 computers. Last year when we were buying new computers, the last couple of years, buying new computers, we were pushing out Windows 7. And that's why we're phasing out Windows XP. With the mandate last year, we have a deadline now from that recent email from Randall Livingston. Windows XP support expires from Microsoft on April 2014. So candidate is to move off of Windows XP to Windows 7. Last year we've made great progress on moving computers from XP to Windows 7. Computers that were Windows 7 upgradable, we upgraded them to Windows 7. Computers were about to expire, from their life cycle. We went out and bought new computers, those Windows 7 computers to the users with a BRE. Since then, we've converted 42 computers. Either we reimaged those computers to Windows 7, or we bought new computers and deployed them. And now 42 computers. That combination of computers that we can, back and access them, get rid of them all together, and has that also includes computers that has some sort of exception because an application is not compatible with Windows 7, and we are working out all those details to get those folks moved to Windows 7 as well by April of 2014. Any questions here? I can pause here and take questions you guys may have. I just want to thank you for all your support. The undertaking from last year to convert computers to Windows 7 was an undertaking, and I thank you to all users, for supporting us in this huge migration and get it done and be patient during this process. So thank you. Encryption matters, right? I said I'm going to talk a little bit about encryption. When we were deploying Windows 7 computers, we were using laptops. Only. Windows 7 desktops, the types that some of the users have here, we were not encrypting them. There were some tests that happened on campus. People broke into the locked offices and grabbed a tower and just left, right? Took off. The reason encrypting laptops in the past was because laptops are mobile. You can take it around. You can go to, Starbucks. You can take it to library. The car that has a greater chance of being stolen than a desktop. You don't take a desktop home. Campus mandate, said all Windows 7 computers have been encrypted no matter what, right? If it's a desktop, no matter what, encrypted. Right? Point, and from the IT and the user standpoint too, it's a peace of mind. We don't have to remember, oh gee, is my computer encrypted or not? By all we say everything is encrypted, right? All your Stanford computers are encrypted, no matter if you have a desktop or a laptop or a or laptop, 14-inch, 12-inch, 13-inch, doesn't matter. Everything is encrypted, right? It protects us, from the identity theft protection, right? So if somebody breaks into office, or grabs you and take off, they won't be able to steal any data out of it because the computer is encrypted, right? Benefit of having that. Steps taken as IT, your computers are not only protected, but your data is secured. One, the pendulum. It's users' responsibility as well to make sure and be vigilant, of hackers. Click on any unsolicited emails. If you think that somebody, in that is asking you, oh, click here and type in your username and password, and if you're not sure about it, ask us, and we'll be happy to help you, to negate those, fake emails. We've noticed, those spam emails have gone up a lot. The hackers are just trying every which way, to try to hack into our system, build that data. That is really important to Stanford. If it could get on what kind of data you're, restricted, prohibited, content. If it goes out, it's bad press. A lot of research is also something that Stanford does, and bad press, and it's a lot of intellectual property. So if you are ever using Windows, USB memory sticks to copy data, and keep it in your pocket and go home and put it in, also encrypt those USB thumb drives, and in that you guys have, we actually have a link there. If you go to the link, it actually gives you step-by-step instructions on how to encrypt those USB drives. So, unless you're copying a personal file, or a birthday presentation, that if it goes, if it gets stolen, doesn't matter. I would by default encrypt those USB thumb drives, because that's the most mobile thing in your pocket. That can be easily, stolen, or can be easily lost. Encrypted, it's a problem, right? Always remember to encrypt those USB drives. The feature was a little funny because this guy in MI broke into a secured place and he stole the data, right? So I wanted to make sure I use a picture that facility that somebody was breaking into, sort of like an example I gave you guys before, where somebody broke into an office here at Stanford and stole that computer. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. This looks like multiple open, right? Multiple open, Windows Explorer open, third file, maybe a presentation file. How quickly free up that clutter and focus on one email or one Word document or one Excel document that you're working on, as everything else, right? There's a quick way to do that, and it's a shake feature, right? You can mouse as well, and Windows key on your, keyboard. Shake the, window. It'll minimize all the rest of the windows, and it'll just keep the one that you, want to work on. You can a keyboard shortcut called, the Windows key and the Home key. If you do that, it'll minimize the rest of the windows, and it'll only keep that one that you're currently working on. You can quickly free up the clutter, right? So I'm going to give you an example of it. I have a few things open here. Presentation open. So use Home, Windows, like this, and press Home key. It means all those except the presentation file that I'm working on right now, right? Really free up the clutter. Press button key combination again, and brings all those windows back to its normal state. So far, let's move along. Now here's a cool tool that I had no idea personally until I started researching about Windows 7. It's a tool called Problem Steps Recorder. In a situation where you have a frustrating error on your screen, and it's to explain to your IT guy, this is exactly what's happening, because sometimes it's complicated, right? Use this tool and hit the record button, and actually record the steps that you are taking on the screen with us, and it'll also have a detailed description of what you are doing, what you are clicking on, and it'll save it as an HTML file that you can turn on and email it to your IT guy, and I can pull that up and through screenshot with all detailed information about where you were clicking on at that time, and replicate that same problem on their computer. So that means I'll show you guys a short video clip. It's a 2 minute. It's a less than a 2 minute video, so you guys can take a look at it real quick and see how it works.
This screencast demonstrates the Problem Steps Recorder, which can reduce the length of calls to the support desk by providing richer information to IT pros up front. Has an issue that needs the IT pro's help. Help desk try to resolve issues quickly and without having to send someone to the user's desk. And out of the office, it gets even harder to troubleshoot. The solution of the problem might not be specific enough. It would be easier for the help desk to reproduce the problem if they could see what happened. Lets the user actually save the steps taken to cause an issue, complete with the screenshots of what happened in a HTML file. The user HTML file to the help desk by using email or file transfer within an instant messaging program. View shots and other useful telemetry data can enable the help desk to identify the problem faster. Wants to run a stock viewer application which worked on Windows XP but doesn't work on Windows 7. Instead of explaining the error messages, the desk asks the user to record the application running and send the results in so they can see for themselves what's wrong.
If you'd like.
Creates a minimal MHTML output file showing screenshots of everything the user experienced, any interactions with the program, and any comments created by the user. The Problem Steps Recorder also generates a log file with detailed descriptions of each error, the time of recording, and details with the program and operating system versions.
to find the tool, PSR to find the tool. That's the joke that that people online make, because it's not easily findable, on it's not on your desktop, it's not somewhere setting a program. You actually just type in PSR, it's the recorder, right? So of that, if you want to, even if you're with a friend, at home, click here, helping them, father, your mother, with some technical, you can just send them this attachment, and they can just follow the instructions line, step by step. Great tool. Any guys? I'm gonna talk about private browsing. Now, computer or personal computer, you log into your Stanford account, your Yahoo account, you can save the session. So next time when you do gmail.com, yahoo.com, if you go to the Stanford websites, you don't have to log in again, right? You just log in. So it's that information, your logging information, and it saves a little data as well in the background. So next time when you go to that web page, it doesn't take that load, it just loads instantaneously, right? But that's your personal laptop. I would not use that if I'm using, I wouldn't save my passwords on a computer if that computer, for example, a library computer. You don't want to into that computer using just the basic save password and then forget to out, right? That's a problem because the next person in line will just go straight to Gmail and hack your account, change your password, right? That's a big problem. So the new browsers now have something called private browsing. If you enable that setting, anything that you're doing, on a shared computer, history doesn't get saved on that PC or that computer. And it'll not save login information. It won't save history, that the pages that you visited to, browsing history, temporary internet files, cookies, etc. This is a clean way to browse internet on a shared machine. Various browsers have different terms, for that. For example, Internet Explorer has something called in-private browsing. Open Internet Explorer, click on Tools, you'll see an in-private browsing option. You'll launch a new browser, but more in a restricted format, right? So if you link, it won't save that data on that computer. Chrome has something called incognito browsing. Same thing, right? Just a different term. Firefox has something called private browsing. Full advantage of that, if you are using a shared PC, we highly recommend you use this feature on those browsers. If you're a presentation, you want to plug in a computer, your laptop to a projector, there are ways to do that. There's a hard way. You plug in, turn the projector on, you go to the control panel, find the display, and connect, to the projector, right? Comes your key. But there's a key, a key that quickly switches from your laptop to a projector, right? So if you use key combination, the Win key plus P, if you just press that combination, it'll give you this display on your screen, and you can choose the option you want. You want to duplicate, you want to extend your display, or you just want to be on projector only and turn the screen off, or just completely turn off the projector and just go back to your laptop. It's a really good, quick way to switch from your mode to a projector mode to just completely turning off projector altogether. Shortcut key for that as well. Windows has this great feature called which makes text bigger, right? Depending on the resolution of your computer, you may, and the screen you're using in your office, you may have text that's small to read at times. You can extend it. You can make it bigger, by making your resolution bigger, right? A lot of times, though, you will keep resolution the way it is, but for a certain part of the web pages that you're watching, that you're reading, or certain application that you're using, you want to, you magnify that a little bit, so you can kind of zoom into that one part of the application and focus on that. There is a tool in Windows 7 that's built in, actually. It's called Windows Magnifier, and it does a great, job of that. So let's show a video of that, and I'll show you guys a permanent way to make your text bigger as well.
To make text and images on the screen larger, click the button and type magnifier in the search box. Use the menu on the magnifier toolbar to click the mode that you want to use. Magnifier toolbar, if it's hidden, click the magnifying glass icon. Magnifier screen. It follows your pointer as you move it. If there is, click screen to zoom out and find the pointer. Like using a magnifying glass. The thing that's magnified moves along with it. Only the area around the pointer. You can use the zoom in and zoom out buttons to control how much text and images are enlarged. If it doesn't support arrow, or if you're using a theme other than an arrow theme, might only work in docked mode.
So that's one of the tools I wanted to show you guys. If you could temporarily, magnify an area of your desktop or application, or a web page, for example, when you're reading something, you can do that using magnifier tool. Now, let's say you want to make your text bigger for everything by default, right? So you look at your computer, your text is bigger, right? You don't want a magnifier glass for that. There's a setting in Windows 7 called Make Your Text Bigger, and you can make bigger to 125 or 150%. When you change the setting, you have to log off and log back in. When you log into your computer, the text will be bigger, right? So, like I mentioned to you guys, in Windows 7, just start and text bigger, and up comes the first menu, or the first option you can click. You can between the options. Right, giving me 125% because I'm using the projector mode. But if I connect my projector, it'll give me this option to go up to 150%. Once you do that, when your icons will be a lot bigger, your applications will be a lot bigger, and it's much more to read on the screen. The added features that comes with Windows 7, right? Let's say if you want to time zones on your computer, you can do that. It's very simple. If you click the bottom, the setting is one clock, right? Add multiple clocks here, so you can have Pacific time zone, you can have Eastern, You have time zone, cent time zone, time zone, long time zones. That all you do is just click on the time at the bottom, and then click change the date and settings. Up this little box here, you can go to additional clocks tab, and then you can add multiple time zones. You can only add up to 2 extra time zones to it, and then you can select time zone that you want to select, and you can also name it. For example, this time when you click on the time, it gives you a box, right? That feature, it's great to kind of quickly, instead of look online, what time is it in London or India, I can just click on this little clock and it shows me what time is it. Another handy tool that I use it every now and then. Think of your sticky notes for your laptop or your computer, right? So if desktop created sticky notes on my desktop, sort of a reminder for myself. Oh, I gotta go shopping. I want to get something done today. These are my to-do tasks, to-do list. You can create sticky notes and just put on your desktop, and they do that, right? To sticky notes, simply one more time, click Start, and just click on sticky notes. And you get sticky notes by just clicking Apply. If you already have notes on, on your computer, you can just click on the plus sign and add a new sticky note here. The color to white, pink, whatever you want, blue, and typing. That's it. Sticky note on your desktop, but digital. You can get rid of it. Just click on X and it's gone. You can delete it. No, no. This is more for your use. Any so far, guys? Saying, in the start of the beginning of the presentation, more hidden features in Windows Explorer that you use to kind of make it easier, and you can have the information at the point of click, called preview pane in Windows Explorer. I'm going to real quick. So in your Windows Explorer, it's sort of like this, right? You can click on images, you can double click them, open them, and view. Right? You can do the same here. If you're looking at a file, you can double click on a file to open the file. But if you want to open a file, you just want to click on the file and quickly want to see what's inside that file without opening or without launching that program, right? On the top left corner of the Windows Explorer, if you click on Organize Out, and if you just click Preview Pane, it actually gives you this little preview pane here on the right side. So let's click on the and quickly show the content of the file right then and there, right? You don't have to open Word, right? So with PowerPoint file, for example, you can quickly go through your PowerPoint slides, just using same thing, right? Going back to your images, that for your pictures, you have to quickly thumb through, and you can make it bigger, right? The file to see the content of that file. You can just click on it and just quickly go through that. There's a setting here on the top right of the Windows Explorer as well that you can with this little slider big, small details. It gives all the details about the file content of it. You can adjust the slider, and then you can actually make them large to see those images or files without opening them. This works for the images. If you have an Excel file, it won't have content even if you go extra large, right? I like this kind of slider if I'm viewing pictures. Here's a tool that I like in Windows 7. I actually personally use it too. Minimize all of them just to get to my desktop or just to get to Windows Explorer and get to that folder on the S drive. I actually make it a lot more easier for myself. What I do is, say I'm in presentation and I'm going to quickly open a file that's in my folder, right? I add a tool. Click at the bottom of the taskbar. Go to toolbar. I can add a bar at the bottom of the taskbar, right? And if I want to select my box files, I can add that as a toolbar at the toolbar. And if I click it, I can quickly get to my files and just open them. Or without going to Windows Explorer, I can just do this and I open files really easily, right? Really handy tool. I like it. I use it. The only step that I would offer is if you have a laptop and if you take it home, and if you have a bar that goes to the S drive until you connect to the VPN, up your computer, right? Because you can't get the S drive without you connecting to the VPN, right? So like as users your personal folder to the toolbar, it'll work your doc here. It'll open up just fine. But if you go try using that toolbar, connecting to VPN, it'll freeze up your computer for some time. So remember to connect to VPN first if you're home, and then use the toolbar, and it'll open up just fine, just like that. So far, great. Let's move along. Now, even a whole bunch of shortcuts that I included that in the handout from that talk that Jonathan did, and added a few more. There are some I like to use, and I use them every day, multiple times during the day. If you're away from your desk, remember your computer, right? You don't want somebody else to just go to your desk and what you are working on, and still maybe look over your shoulder kind of thing, right? If you're walking away to grab some coffee or water for yourself, lock it. You can do that now by just pressing Control-Alt-Delete. It'll box, I can see here on the screen. To do Alt-Delete, you can press your screen. It'll lock your computer, right? But quickly, without doing all that, lock your computer, lock your screen. Use combination Windows key and L. It'll lock your screen right away, right? L, walk away. Get your phone, come back, Control-Delete, log back into your computer, right? Multiple times in a day. I don't want to wait for the screensaver to kick in after 15 minutes. Lock my screen, right? I don't want that to happen. If I'm walking away, I want to make sure my screen is locked. Right? Make sure you guys lock your screen when you walk away, and use that combination key, to quickly lock your machine. A lot of times during the day as well, So if you just use the print screen button, it'll take a picture of your entire desktop, right? Then crop, that picture a little bit just to kind of capture that application that you were, showed to somebody. set up the entire desktop, right? You off of one and not entire desktop if you use combination key of Alt print screen. If you only take a snapshot of that one dialog box or one screen that you are focusing on, instead of a snapshot of an entire desktop. So it worked great for me, and I just wanted to recommend that to you guys. Quick to Explorer, or if you're on the drive, you want to create a folder, don't right-click, new folder, rename something, right? You can do Control-N, it'll create a folder for you. So I'll show you guys here. If I do Shift-N, and I can just quickly rename that to, right? What we right-click here, we click, go up, and then we create a folder. That's a lot of doing things, right? You want to quickly create files. You want to quick rename files. For example, if I want to rename this, one way is I can right-click on it and click, or I can click on it, wait for a minute, click on it again. Highlight. If I want to quickly rename a file or folder, press right. Rename a folder, rename a file. Some of the shortcuts that I wanted you guys to take a look at, and there are a whole bunch of them on the back of your sheet. Try them out. Highlight the ones that you really like, and use them more often. Keep them right next to your monitor screen, any of those shortcuts that might come handy. And that's up my presentation on Windows 7. Anybody, any topic to talk about that I didn't cover here? Let me know. We still have time.
On the handout, I noticed you also mentioned the shortcut for AeroShake. Do you find that you use that or use the mouse-based manual method often?
So, good question, Michael. Right back here, there.
Okay. I missed that part then. Okay.
So yeah, you can use the shake feature, like I you guys, or you can use the key combination of Windows key plus Home key to simultaneously minimize all other windows and keep the one that you're working on. Works great. When I'm working on things, multiple windows open, it just looks so cluttery for the desktop. Sometimes I want to minimize everything, all the chatter, focus on that one program that you're working on. Any questions?
Question along the line of encryption and taking your laptop to other places other than work. I had a lot hands-on meeting. Seems that there was a talk about not taking your laptop to certain places, like not in countries. Is it true or not?
Right. The question is, what's the protocol taking laptops to countries, if you will, right? So Campus has a website. If you just go to stanford.edu and type in high-risk countries in the search bar, you'll do this one web page that listed high-risk countries and the steps you take, to prepare yourself, not just from a security standpoint of what to do when you get there, what computers, how to access data and all that, but what should you take with you when you go to those high-risk countries. Number one, if you deal with constricted data, it's a big no-no. Don't take your laptop with you. Campus has something called iParacet. Let ahead of time, let Dell know about it. She'll submit a ticket with ITS, and they'll come set up for you. Set up your email and everything. Put MD. Make sure your iPad is encrypted. That they give you. Off you go. You go to those high-risk countries. You know, you can check your emails and all that. Back, you return the iPad to a hotel and they wipe it clean. High-risk countries, and you want to take your personal phone, and your confidential restricted data, don't take your personal phone. You know, if you really have a need to take your personal phone or your phone with you, stay away from it, right? But let's say if you need to take your personal or your business phone with you, that is a returner phone. You know, we can make sure that you only have things that you need on that phone, MDM on it, and your business phone will also have MDM on it anyway, and only use the apps that you need when you travel. Now, when you come back, you know, those pictures that you may have taken, you know, or that you may have created on that iPhone, wipe it clean, and then, you know, restore it, you know, from the backup that we took before you left. So there are multiple steps that we have to take if you are going to some of those high-risk countries. To not laptop or personal phone or your business phone with you if you're going there, right? That's, you know, questions about what should I be taking with me. Also, if you are taking your personal or your business cell phone and a iPad, when you return back, you have to change your subnet password as well. So there are requirements. You know, that you asked that question, I can also forward you the link that has all, you know, all the high-risk countries listed there, and the instructions that we all have to follow if you're going to be doing business, doing Stanford business in those high-risk countries. Does that help?
Thank you.
Okay, sure. Cool. Any of you guys? So BitLocker is something called whole disk encryption, right? So it's everything that's on your laptop, the entire hard drive. If you see a file from a server to your laptop or your desktop that's encrypted, it encrypts it. If you off your laptop, put it back in the server, it's not encrypted again, right? So whole disk encryption, you copy, you dump anything on that laptop, it's hard to be encrypted.
So where it shows?
If you go to Windows Explorer, if you just make the icons bigger, you can see on your C drive that tells that your laptop or your laptops are encrypted.
So what about the desktop? What is the file size of the desktop?
On here, you mean? Everything is it. Desktop, your C drive, which is part of the system, your D drive, which also includes the desktop folder. Yeah. So anything that goes on to your computer hard drive, regardless of folder you're talking about, everything is encrypted. And if you take your laptop's hard drive and on a file server, then it's on that file server system's operating system and the security measures that might apply to that. So Windows Enterprise has this great BitLocker function being built into it, and like I mentioned to you guys in the beginning of the presentation, your USB drives. I mean, that's an example, right? You want to copy something out of your laptop, you make encrypt that flash drive using BitLocker. If you look at the handout, you know, there's a link there, and I see a documentation that Jonathan Lee put together. Because it actually has all the instructions on how to encrypt a jump drive. You can also put a password to it. Up comes the screen, you type it in, and then it'll unlock that memory drive for you. Right? Great. Thank you all. Appreciate it.